Eyo, it is your boy, Boom Derek.
I'm a believer, sometimes I believe the lies of the deceiver. The lies are seeds, when they sprout they lead to seasons of spiritual amnesia. Deep-seated self-doubt, it creeps in my conscience, feeds my fear, and keeps me.
And I am bringing you guys some cut commentary or a lesson in temptation. I told you guys I was going to bring a little series of some things, you know, that I'm going through or things that I think that are important that can reach out to other people as well. So the first one that I have today, or the first lesson that I want to be today, is temptation. Temptation can come in many forms. Sorry, my nose is stuffy, so it might sound a little weird. Like I was saying, temptation comes in many forms. The main one can be a very beautiful woman or a very handsome man for the ladies, and they can come and mess up what you have with God. For example, take me. I am a born-again Christian because when I went to that youth conference, youth convention, whatever you want to call it, I just felt God's presence. I felt him, you know, fill me up with his love and his mercy, and I just felt like a new person. So temptation, I believe, is the devil's an ally. That's the thing that he uses against Christians that are vulnerable. He brings, or he puts in front of you, a beautiful woman with a bright future behind her, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to be, you know, PG, but she has just this amazing Coke bottle figure, right? And even though you are just looking, your mind sometimes goes somewhere else, and you're thinking like, oh man, if I had like about 2, maybe 3 minutes with her, it'll be done, it'll be over. And that's wrong. That's lusting for something that could wait until marriage, right? That you could wait until marriage, that should wait until marriage, but you think about it anyways. And for women, it's like, ooh, look at that handsome man, has that Spartan body with that six-pack, like a Channing Tatum or Ronaldo passes in front of you, right? You're like, ooh, if I only have 5 minutes with him, oh my goodness, you know, something like that. But that's just lusting for something that should totally wait. Until marriage. But I mean, that's how strong temptation is. And there's a story in the Bible about temptation, and it's about King David, the king of Israel, and Bathsheba. King David was in a war with the Ammonites. Back in the days, you know, kings are supposed to go with their army to wherever they're fighting, be that support, and also be there if they ever do win the fight, be there to be able to conquer where they fought, you know what I mean? So King David did not go. He decided to stay back. He said, you know what, I'll let my army go, you know, I'm just finna rest, just stay back, relax, kick it, whatever. So that's what he did. If you wanna read more about the story, I'm going briefly. It'll be 2 Samuel 11, chapter 11, the whole chapter. And if you want to know the consequences that he gets for doing what I'm gonna tell you, it's 2 Samuel chapter 12. So since he didn't go to war with his men, stay back, and he was in the balcony, he was like, hey, what's up, my people? You know, it's your King David. I'm out here chilling, you know, just relaxing, you know, I'm not feeling too good, so I just stayed back, you know. He was just conversing with his people on his balcony, whatever a king did back then. And he's looking over a city, and across the way he sees a very like beautiful girl, you know, an amazing creation of God, and her name was Bathsheba, and she was taking a shower. So he saw her, you know, naked, saw how amazing her body was and all that stuff, and then, you know, he thought in his head, man, if I only had this woman, you know, what things I could do to her. And he was a king, and he brought his servants up or whatever, and he showed his servants, you see that woman over there? Yeah, I want you to bring her over right now. So he sent his servants over, and being the servants, you know, they were loyal to their king, they went out and brought Bathsheba. And, you know, him being the king, he thought he had the power and all the authority. He laid with her in bed, he had sex with her, you know. He was already married, already had kids. But I mean, I guess back in the day, kings could have as many wives as they wanted to. But I guess he didn't know, or maybe he did know, that Bathsheba was already married to Uriah the Hittite, who was one of his soldiers in his army. But anyway, so he lays with her. A couple days go by. Bathsheba sends over one of her servants and says, "Hey, tell King David he got me pregnant." So the servant goes, tells King David, "King David, you got her pregnant. You didn't. You should have never done it. Your pull-out game is weak. You should have never done it." So then King David's freaking out. He's like, "Man, what did I do? I messed up. Should have never done this. I don't know what what went through my head, whatever." So he sends a messenger, brings back some of the soldiers. One of them was Uriah the Hittite, Bathsheba's husband. I believe I'm saying the Heidi or something like that. I don't know how to say the name, but he's one of them that comes back. And it's Joab who comes as well, one of his commanders. And that him being a king, he thought he was slick. He brought them to go over a game plan, right? A game plan of what they're gonna do in the battle. But his real intentions were to get Uriah like drunk, like in the generations slang today, faded. And that's what he did. He got Uriah completely blasted, and he told him, "Hey, you know what, Uriah, you've been a great fighter for me. Go ahead, go home and lay with your wife," which means go have sex with her, do your thing. He was trying to cover it up, be like, "You know what, if this man lays with his woman, he'll think it's his kid, blah blah blah, whatever." So he sends Uriah off. But here's the thing, Uriah did not go back to his house to lay with his woman. He stayed in the front entrance of the kingdom, right, of the palace, and slept there with his commanders, the soldier, the group that he came with. King David found out that he didn't go home, he didn't sleep with his wife, didn't do any of that. So then he asked Uriah, he goes, "Yo, I told you to go sleep with your wife, why didn't you go?" And Uriah being the great man that he was, said, "You know what, while my men are fighting on the battlefield and dying, and my commanders are here sleeping in front of the entrance of the palace, how could I go to my house and sleep with my wife?" He didn't feel right. You know what I mean? He probably wanted to finish the battle, win the battle for his king, and then sleep with his wife as a reward for himself. You know what I mean? But he didn't do that. And King David was like, "Okay, you're a good man. I appreciate that. You can stay one more day, and then I'll send you guys off to the battle." And King David tries it one more time by getting him drunk and thinking this time it would work. Got him drunk, told him the same thing, go lay with your wife. But Uriah did the same thing, slept in the front of the palace entrance with his men, and didn't go home. King David saw this one more time and sent them off. And he sent a message to Joab, one of his commanders. He said, "You know what, Joab, I want you to put Uriah in the front of the lines of war. And as you guys are charging to fight the other army, I want you and all the other soldiers to fall back so Uriah can go into battle by himself and die." And that is exactly what happened. That plan worked out perfectly for King David. Uriah ended up dying. So let's recap. King David got this beautiful woman pregnant that was married, tried to cover up his mistake, something that he should have never done, which was get a married woman pregnant, and he tried to cover it up by making her husband have sex with her and make it think that it was his baby. But it didn't end up going in his favor. What he did next was probably one of the worst things you could do. Is he committed murder. Even though he didn't do it with his own hands, he made the orders. He told him to fall back and pretty much let Uriah die. He killed him. He committed murder. It's like if you hire the mob to go hit someone, make a hit on someone, that means go murder someone, and say, "You know what, I want this guy murdered, blah blah blah, I want him dead, 24 hours, whatever," right? The mob goes, does it. It's not on your hands. It's the mob. It's on the mob's hands, but it still is on you, and the mob can turn it around, on you if you ever turn on them. But back then you couldn't. So back then, God, even today, even things that you do today, and you think that you can cover it up, God will always see, no matter what. So he gave Bathsheba a few days to grieve over her husband. Then he sent his servants over, brought her to where he lived, and made her one of his wives. And I'm not gonna go into consequences. If you guys want to read up on it, like I said, it's 2 Samuel chapter 12. Just go ahead and read it all. You'll see what happens. It's pretty rough, but yeah, temptation gets the best of us. It does. Of course, it's not going to be as severe as what King David did. He murdered someone. But what is crazy, temptation can lead to that. Temptation will lead you to looking at a woman a certain way if you're married or if you're not married. If you're a woman looking at a man a certain way if you're married, if you're not married. To want to do something with them. And it can lead to that. You can lead to doing something with them and then you regret it. Something happens, you may get pregnant. You may get that woman pregnant. You can ruin a relationship. You can ruin your life with your wife and your kids. You know, it can get that extreme. And that's for like people that are in relationships and that are married. For young adults, for teenagers, temptation can lead us to watch porn. And I'm not going to beat around the bush, okay? Temptation is real strong, and it's got to a point where I too have watched porn, and it just corrupts your mind so bad, and it's just brainwashing. Like it's a horrible. You can even say it's a sickness because you want to end up watching it, you know, all night or whatever, and it's not good because it keeps you away from God. It breaks that bond that you have with God. I believe it's adultery as well, you know what I mean? I am a Christian, but being me, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, you know. I don't know things that I'm supposed to know, and that's on me because I haven't pursued God how I wanted to, and now I'm at that point where I am starting to read my Bible, I am starting to read lessons. But that's on me. So I believe it is adultery when you look at porn, and that's one of the 10 commandments that God says not to do. And porn for young people, it just brainwashes you, and it just keeps you away from God, where instead of going to church and reading your Bible and studying about God, you can't do it because all you're thinking about is, oh man, I have to watch porn, or I have to get my fix in, or you're lusting for women even more. You're not respecting them. You're not respecting women how you should be, and it leads to young adults wanting to have sex when they shouldn't, when they should wait till marriage how it should be. And that's how strong temptation is. So the way you can break it, the way you can stop that temptation is really easy. It's simple. It is beyond crazy how simple it is, and it's probably the strongest thing you can do, and it is the power of prayer. All you have to do is pray to God. There's no right way of praying. There's no, prayers that you have to say. There's no scripted prayers. It is simply just talking to God, saying, you know what, God, you truly did bless that woman that walked in front of me. You created a beautiful woman, but my temptations and my thoughts about her can ruin me and can ruin the relationship I have with you. So I pray and I ask you, Jesus, just to get these thoughts out of my mind, because I don't want to lose what I have with you. I don't want to break this love that I feel with you. And I ask you and I pray that you break this temptation, because it is a cancer. It is keeping me away from you. And I just pray, Jesus, that get these things out of my mind, and like that, God will take it away. God will break that temptation. And it is simple, and you may think it is cliche, but prayer is powerful. I hope this helped you a little. I didn't want to make the video too long, just enough for you guys to enjoy it and get a little message in. Remember, falling into temptation can lead to consequences, and it's just ugly. So if you guys need any help, if you guys want help with any prayers, just let me know down below in the comment section. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help because I know how strong temptation is. So don't be afraid to leave something in the comments. I'm willing to help out whoever I can. So if you think that this can help someone out, go ahead and share the video with people that you think this might help with. I'm just, like I told you guys, I'm not here for likes or anything like that. I'm just here to help reach as many people as I can and help them with things that they're going through. I've gone through them. We're not perfect. So if you guys also want any other help with any other things like sadness or with what true love is, or how to break out of depression or anything like that, or any other lesson that you want to learn through God, go ahead and leave it in the description below. I'm willing to help anyone. I'm willing to take the time and study and make sure I bring the best content that I can to help you guys. So go ahead, don't be afraid, leave comments, leave suggestions on what you want to see me do next, and and I'll do it. So I thank you guys. I love you guys. Remember, God bless. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.